you started the paint job without. Oh, don't let us hold you up, sir. Let's just keep going.
Well, you want to roll this edge so you know you can't see when you're looking from the edge of the door panel. Real professional.
I can.
And then the
it really seems like it's spraying well.
It wants to stop when the cameraman shows up. Oh, this is real nice.
Is that really how that's spraying?
It is now. You showed up. It was working fine a minute ago.
You might want to use the air blower and blow that tip out.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna have to. Give her the old. Wouldn't happen yet, like shaker.
Yeah, these hinges are looking good. These the new ones?
Yeah. I have to tune them.
Ah, cool. That's awesome.
People wouldn't know you replaced them.
Right. So we're just sanding here still. Forever. So you can see my body work here was subpar as I broke through to Bondo and epoxy. And by the time I get to 320 grit, I'll have more of this showing and it'll be just fine. So that's what's going on here. There you go, brand new. Here's a tip. Rust-Oleum semi-gloss black takes forever to dry. And it was also too shiny, so just go over the top of it with some trim black and she'll dry right up. As you can see, fully restored. And tone her down, yes. It was too shiny.
Key point.
And it wasn't looking too good. So this is what we're going with for our top coat. And now we're gonna throw the door on. Try to adjust it with the fender on the car, which is gonna be fun, because usually the door is the first thing you put on and adjust. Now that it's all together, I don't want to pull the fender off, so we're gonna try to sneak in through there, do what we have to do. The door was touching the rocker here, so that's why I did this door first. And then I have a new weather strips we'll put on after the doors fit. Alright, so this has turned into a real fun situation. Now, what you want to do when you're adjusting your doors, do that first. Do not have the fenders on the car when you go to put new hinges on. I mean, you can. I mean, we did this side, but you have to take the door on, see what you need to do, move the hinges, guess, take the door off, put it back on, take it off, put it on, because you can't get to the hinge bolts with the door on. Some cars you can. This one we can get to two of the top ones. I don't remember what we could get on the bottom one anyway. We fought it and we ended up just taking the door back off. Move those where we think we needed to move them, put the door back on, figure out we moved it wrong, take the door back off, back and forth, back and forth. And anyway, I got the gap back here pretty good. It's actually a little bit better than this car. This car's got too big of a gap back here. I mean, it's even, it is fine. But you can see this, the door's already back from the rocker on this car. So in order to close that gap up back here, you have to move the door back even more. So I kind of just split the difference, made everything look good. It'll be fine. This one, same way. Door's back from the rocker. Maybe even a little bit more. That's why this one has a tighter gap at the back. But this fender is not going to look good because it's aftermarket fender, and it is what it is. I mean, it's close enough now to where, I mean, it's a big gap here, but you could weld on this and mess around with it. The body line's close enough. You see it kind of whips up here, so that's why it doesn't line up, but really it's not that far off. The reason I started on this side is because the door was touching the rocker here, and still it's tight, but it's not touching. and it's pretty decent. This side, this car, I got that gap really good, but it was super tight at the front on that one also. I ended up filing some of the door off on that one. And this one probably will need the same, but it's not hitting, and it's better than it was. And this was missing the bolt that goes from the fender bracket that way to the firewall, because the nut insert is gone in the bracket. So I nut and bolted that with everything loose and pulled the fender back a little bit because this gap was a little bit bigger. So I got that tightened down, readjusted everything to where I could get it close enough. But now that the door is where I think it's going to live, and we started adjusting on the glass, so we're getting the glass pretty good. And now I think this is where this piece of glass is going to live, and now we can go and adjust this quarter glass up to it here. I need to urethane these on because they don't stay, they kind of move around. But that's where we're at now. So adjust the rear quarter glass, then put the felts on, and put the weather strip in. Didn't, that's what we'll do last, but it's getting pretty good. Yeah. So we got this quarter blocked. I'm moving on to the rocker, then I'll do the door, then this fender. I think I'm going to do all the blocking grits on this whole side, 122, 23, 20, before I let it down, and then turn the car around and do the other side. So anyway, got distracted from this again. It was Jimmy's idea to start messing with these hinges because I do want to put the hinges on so I can adjust the glass. But it turned into a big situation like this stuff always does, and so I had to help. But yeah, anyway, I get back on this now that this side's figured out, and right now I'm gonna not do any of that and go get some Mexican food. Alright, so before the battery dies on this camera, I'll film where I am at. The windows are adjusted-ish. I've got the felts in, and they kind of fit. From a glance, you'd just think this was good, so that's what I'm going with. I can't keep running into reasons why I can't final everything and put everything back together, but I have to urethane this molding back on, because when you go to roll it down, it catches on this and it falls off. But I mean, it needs to be glued on either way because it's very loose and you can just take it off, as you can see here. So I need to get some window urethane and put these on. Other than that, I'm having a hard time getting this quarter glass to sit in this rubber up here. I've got this channel pushed all the way over as far as it can, and without making new holes, I can't push it over anymore. So I think I'm just gonna leave it here. You can see when it comes up, it just hits this rubber. It doesn't quite make it to where I think it should ride, but like I said, I could move the back of this track, but I think I might just call that good enough. I shouldn't have taken this off, but anyway, yeah, you saw how it fit with this on there. The gap here is pretty good. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it. So urethane this on, I can put the door panels back on, find out something's wrong, and take it all back apart. But for now, that's where we are. Try to get some urethane and button this side up tomorrow, and then turn it around and do the other side. I mean, sand some more. I am gonna spray some primer on that because it's bugging me that I cut through that so much. So I'm gonna finish this side first to make sure I don't have any more areas. Then I'll spot that in. Then I'll turn it around and start on the other side. So that's where we are now. Sunday evening. Pretty much time to go back to work. So didn't get anything done, but I was out here doing something. At least, I guess. Alright, bye-bye now. Alright, door back together, armrest on. These locks aren't hooked up because I don't have the little bracket arm thing that goes on the back of the lock. But I put it in there anyway, just to fill the hole. Should have painted it black. Didn't. So yeah. This side just needs the weather strip put on. And this glued, and that little rubber boot thingy that goes around there. Which I don't think I bought those for some reason. But new hinges. Those were fun to adjust. And they're on. Now one more side to do. Nice.